go ahead and go into special workshop.
Chairman and Directors, the first item on your workshop agenda is a review of the quarterly investment report for the period ending December 31st, 2018. If you look in your packet, there's a summary from Joe Castillo, our Chief Financial Officer. And basically for the for the reporting period for the quarter, under our local government investment pool, we had a weighted average yield of 2.4066%. And then in our government securities, we had a weighted average of 1.75%. So actually, it's a slight uptick from the last quarterly period. And so our earnings in total for the period were $46,031. Answer any questions you may have.
Are there any questions? If not, we can go into workshop number 2.
Item 2 in the workshop is annual review of the Hidalgo County Regional Mobility Authority investment policy. As required by the Public Fund Investment Act, the governing body is required to review the investment policy at least annually. The authority has made the staff is proposing no changes to the investment policy. There hasn't been any statutory requirements in the last legislative session that would require it, and there has been no changes in our investment strategy that we're proposing to be amended. Again, our primary objectives under our investment policy, are safety, liquidity, and yield. And so at this time, we're not recommending any changes or revisions to the policy.
Any questions about the investment policy?
So moved.
Okay. Motion second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We have a quorum.
Yes, sir, you do have a
We can
quorum.
go directly to the reports.
Item 1A is report on program manager activity for the 365 Tollway project and the IBDC environmental clearance document. Eric Davila will give you a brief report.
Good evening. Space. Oh, it's got a lag to it. Okay, perfect. So skipping right into 365 Tollway, as you all are aware, we're in the middle of trying to rescope the project, but for the sake of the report and for the sake of keeping the greater public aware of what's going on, we went ahead and put the proposed bid plan for 2019 onto the program management report. In it, we include a high-level summary schedule of what our intent is with regard to repackaging the design, as well as when we intend to relet the project. So all that is in the works, and we're doing all the legwork required to do all that. Revisiting the design, we're looking at the maintenance plan in accordance with the different ad alternates that we're presenting in that repackaged project. And then, of course, running that through our financial analyst so that we can make sure that whatever plans are put forward, that it's financially constrained and, of course, doable. With regard to all the activity on the project, really it's the drainage outfalls, utility relocations, of which are pending the second SIB loan disbursement. We have everybody at the ready to go, cut ditches and to move utilities as necessary to avoid any conflicts in construction. And so we're just pending those funds to be able to move forward. But the coordination and the legwork on that it's already been ongoing for a while, and they're just waiting for the gun to hit to indicate a start position for everybody. So we're anticipating that. On the IBTC project, everything's moving smoothly on the environmental with that project. We actually just got confirmation from the city of Donna that they're going to make a recreational center available to us for the public meeting. The public meeting is a very important milestone in the process. It's when we officially take the project out to the public. Even though we've done a lot of meetings with affected property owners, they're called MAPOs, over the various communities, this one public meeting is a really good venue to show the entirety of the project to everybody, what are the results of the investigations to date, and it's also to garner public opinion about the project and to look at its at whether there's information about the project that we need to incorporate into the studies or feedback that we need to incorporate or address in our process. So it's a very important aspect. And once you do that, you essentially go to finalize your reports, assuming you have nothing major pop up in that process, and then you can go to your public hearing. So all of that is in keeping with our projected timeline to be complete with the environmental early 2020. Any questions about either project?
So,
Thank you.
thank you, Eric.
March, Eric?
Yes.
Public meeting?
We're actually going to do the public meeting is going to be for February 28th. I'm waiting for an official confirmation tomorrow from the city, and when we do, we'll post it to the RMA website, so everybody who's on the calendar will get the notice for that, and we'll begin the official invitations to stakeholders, property owners along the alignment, and of course, public officials in the region. Yes.
Chairman, Directors, the next item on your agenda is 1B, report on overweight, oversized vehicle permits issued in 2018. You should have a revised item 1B there. The only difference between the item that was in your packet and the revised item 1B is that we added a graph at the bottom of the page to show revenues that were collected. And so, looking at the 2018 reporting period, which was from January 1st to December 31st, we issued a total of 34,502 oversized, overweight permits. Compared to the same time period in 2017, we issued 37,048 permits. So we actually had a drop in the number of permits we issued last fiscal year. However, in November of 2017, we increased the permit fee from $80 to $200 per trip. And so if you look at the middle graph, you can see that with the exception of the loss in permits, our trend for 2018 fell in line with 17 as far as when the permits are issued. It's very seasonal. So because the major commodity that's utilizing the overweight permit is produce. And so you can see that in the green. Green is 2017 and purple is 2018. So you can see the delta between the two curves. That's the drop in permits. However, it follows the same trend, which shows us that it's a seasonal commodity that's usually utilizing the overweight permit. If you look at the bottom graph, you can see our revenues from 2014 through 2018. In 2017, we collected probably $3.5 million. In 2018, we collected approximately, actually it was there in your report, we collected $6,900,400. So we collected almost $7 million. And the breakdown on that was ProMiles, who was our third-party administrator for our permit system, collected $103,506. TxDOT collected the lion's share, or 85%, $5,865,340. And the authority collected just under $1 million at $931,554. So overall, our trend was down a couple thousand permits, but our revenues were up significantly.
Are we putting the money like in special account, our share, or we just put it in a general fund?
Yes, sir. All our revenues, we're taking them and we're investing them in our pool cash. And so we've utilized a lot of those revenues to keep 365 moving forward. For example, we made our SIV payment on January the 11th, and so those revenues are going back into the project.
I don't recall. TxDOT, for example, we're gonna repair a road or a section, they're gonna be putting 80% or?
No, they collect 85% of the revenue, and basically with that revenue, they'll
100% of the reconstruction?
Right, that's what they're intending on doing. However, as per the interlocal agreement, we're really responsible for any overages in case there's any overruns. However, to date, I believe TxDOT is collected somewhere in the neighborhood of
10, 19 million?
I'm gonna say about $13 million is what we've collected already in their 85% share. of the overweight permit. So they've got a pretty good chunk of money to do maintenance with.
So now they've got some cash to do some
Sure.
repair and maintenance.
So, yeah, so the revenues, they basically doubled. And so, we should be able to keep up with the maintenance now, and TxDOT hopefully won't come back to us, asking for additional participation.
But if they did, we'd talk about it before they're done
That-
this first.
that is
$2
correct.
million, right?
Yes, sir. That is correct. We're required to keep a 500,000, letter of credit, in lieu of a bond. And so we've got that coverage up to, that available in the name of TxDOT up to 500,000. Anything beyond that, we'd have to come back to the board.
Okay. Any other questions?
Sure.
Okay.
Chairman, Directors, the next item is consent agenda. All matters listed under the consent agenda are considered to be routine by the governing body and will be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items. However, if discussion is desired, that item or items will be removed from the consent agenda and will be considered separately.
Any questions concerning the consent agenda? If not, I'd take a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented. Can I get a motion?
Move.
Have a
Second.
motion? Motion second. All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Same sign. Motion carries.
Chairman and Directors, we have no further business for you. We have no items on the regular agenda for your consideration.
Go into executive session just real quick.
Yes, sir. Recommend that you entertain a motion to go into executive session under item 6H.
Okay. Get a motion to go into executive session.
moved.
A motion second.
Second.
Motion second. All fair say aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. I'll entertain a motion to go back into general session. Got a motion second. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, same sign.
Chairman, Director, we have no further business for the board's consideration.
With that, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion second. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.